Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Massachusetts Central Radio Show. I'm your humble host, Mike Mo. Here is day 176, I believe, or 170. It's either 174, 175, 176. I can't remember, unfortunately, because I haven't been shooting too many of these. I've either been doing gameplay, radio shorts, or whatever. I've been trying to do a little bit more gameplay because you guys know me, middle of spring. I have a lot going on. Yeah. So my plan is, because I missed. Well, I couldn't do one yet. Well, I didn't do one yesterday because it was Tuesday. Sorry. So 2 days ago was obviously I did a Monday one, and I did the spiritual bond thing because of I finally found my ground. Because for those of you who didn't miss it, please do watch it because it is a very, very informative video. And no, I'm not preaching to God. Thank you. There's a difference between me preaching religion and me preaching spiritual bonds. There's a difference because when we form, this is part 2 or part 2 or of that discussion. So the reason there's a difference between spiritual connections and God and all that other stuff. A lot of people think, he's talking about spiritual bonds. He must be talking about God. Here's the thing. For those of you, I respect every religion out there because you guys have all your wants and beliefs and everything like that. Like Judaism believes in this. Muslims believe in that. Judaism believes in that. The Islam, the Islamic, religion, Muhammad, of course, and most of those people, either whether you're Muslim or Islamic, it's you worship some form of Muhammad or some other god. So, but every single religion, there's Christianity, which I am. There's also Episcopalian, Sagitt, all the different congregations, Methodist, all those guys. Every religion has its own things, and every single one has its own spiritual things. And the reason why, and there's also Buddhists. There's also Buddhists who believe in spiritual connections. If you're from Vietnam, Korea, any of those people, or India, people who actually believe in Buddha, people who actually believe in spiritual connections. And then there's also the Japanese who believe in their gods, of course, because they have their shrines and they believe in spiritual connection. So it's just not Christianity that I'm taking this from. I'm taking this from different religions. Like spiritual connections are everywhere. So just don't think, here's the God-fearing Christian American preaching to us about spiritual connections and bonds and all this other stuff. You'd be surprised on how most of the religions around the world have their idea of why people are spiritually connected and why people are friends or lovers, or people are destined to meet each other, fall in love, and all the other kinds, and all that other great lovey-dovey, passionate, romantic stuff. But it really begins with that spiritual enlightenment. And when you figure out that you have a special connection with somebody, as I told you, I have special connections with many people, but the first person that I really have had, I know I've had spiritual connections with my grandpa since the day he died, but April is probably the first person outside my family to really be on where the connection is on a higher level. And Megan, on a way, also has that connection on a higher level because she's calmer and everything and stuff like that. But April is like maybe one of the top ones that really circumvent it. I always maintained to people that our friendship and the way it was run circumvented um, the norms of a relationship. And April and I have never been in a relationship. We've gone out once between when we, as if you guys watched the 2017 series, but we really never. Um, we got close a couple of times, but we were all like, hey, we'll keep it the way it is, and it's good we did because um, it's less complicated for it satisfies my empathic being because I don't want to encroach on somebody's spirit and their free will, and April has a lot of free will. And on the other end, it also helps her out because she doesn't like to be held down. She likes to be independent and all that stuff. And she always tries to find a different approach to things. And she's always been unconventional. I've always been unconventional. So it kind of, because most people who find this connection, the way, especially the way we had our lives run by countless forces, unbeknownst, well, in our control and out of our control. We've always found a way to kind of connect with each other, and even if it breaks, it was very hard to break it. There was a certain ETL who tried to bust it, but unfortunately, yours truly was smart enough to know that maybe that wasn't so right, and eventually, I was proven right. So it goes to show that even if you don't see eye to eye, it's in and for somebody for her level, there's a one thing that she and I hold dear is that we have a very hard time trusting people, especially for those who've hurt us emotionally. We don't warm up to people usually, or people that have been distant from us, or don't want anything to do with us. It was actually a very good gift or blessing that she actually sat there and said, "Oh, hey," because it was that last 2 months, 3 months back in 2018 that really made it special. And she sat there and she was like, "Oh, this isn't a bad guy. Maybe he does want to fight for me. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I know." And I think that's when she and I both knew what was happening, and she and I both knew who was playing us. So, and stuff like that. And I actually just talked to her last night. Talked to her 2 nights ago. I talked to her. Yeah, I talked to her Monday because I was watching a anime film that actually, a Revolutionary Girl Utena, the Adolescence of Utena. I'm actually going to try to get into the series a little bit. This was actually the reason why this is actually important is because this is the first one she ever is because that's the first one she ever got into as back in 2006, back when she first started to discover anime. This is right after she got up high school and she started getting into college and she started getting into graphic design. Fun fact, when she went to college before she ran out of money, unfortunately, she actually ended up going for graphic design at Massasoit in Canton, I believe. And she was there for maybe a year and a half, and then she ran out of dough, and then she had to work. Which is what led her to working at Roach Brothers, and what led her, well, she was already working at Roach Brothers anyway, and led her to Target and led her to me, of course. Lucky me. And lucky everybody who ran into her, actually, because she's a great human being. So, yeah, so that's the reason why she's into anime is because she was into graphic design. I wish she pursued it, but she says, school's not for me. She knows, I'd rather be working and using my mind and be under stress. It's fine. And she may change her mind at some point if she needs to go any higher, but I'm pretty sure she'll do. But I'm pretty sure she'll do okay. So, and everything like that. And she always could get a bachelor's in something. bachelor's in something. So she's a smart girl, and I think now that the possibilities have opened, I wouldn't be surprised if she would go back to school right now, because now she knows that the possibilities are real, thanks to me and a bunch of other people. So, so yeah, I just want to say that for those of you who are like, oh, he's going to talk about religion, spiritual connections are far and wide. I mean, even speaking of her heritage, she actually does have a little Native American heritage. I'm pretty sure the Native Americans in this land, before we drove them off, before we did all this horrible stuff to them, and we kind of blew them out because we wanted to expand, unfortunately. The Native Americans, different tribes, believed in spiritual connections and with other people and with the dead and all that other stuff. And that's the reason where we get it from. So if there's one thing, and it's actually kind of funny, because because I'm more spiritual because of my religion. She's more spiritual because of her background and the way how she is, and her spirit is so much different and so much more lively, and it's fragile at times, unfortunately, because of the way people treat her, and it's nasty. A lot of people don't understand that, because a lot of people will trample on everything, and that's the reason why a lot of people learned the hard way that wasn't the right thing to do. So it's kind of interesting and kind of funny that we kind of have this spiritual connection / deep friendship. She's actually has Native American heritage, and I sort of have that Irish Catholic, Italian faith from God thing, and it kind of melds into one. So it kind of works out, actually. And I actually just made that revelation right now. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure that the Native Americans believed in transforming into animal spirits and all that other stuff, and saying grace when they used to kill animals and stuff like that, and it was because it was a gift from God. It was a gift from their gods. So yeah. I just wish people would think on that spiritual level before they get into everything. But I'm pretty sure going forward, that's how I'm probably going to carry myself relationship-wise and everything like that. Because one of the things that I learned in the Bible is that you got to find somebody who's not only strong and very secure, but you also have to find somebody that's virtuous, somebody that is going to be faithful for you. And I got to find somebody that's faithful enough and strong enough to do that. I mean, it's probably going to go through find a couple of girls, and then I'm probably going to have to find the one, and I'm going to sit there and like, oh, she's the one, And since I have all these analytical skills, it's going to be difficult because I'm a typical guy, but, I'll do fine. But yeah, I just wanted to say that really quick. Work's going well. In fact, almost super fast right now. I'm not dominating or anything like I used to do back in the day. But let's just say I'm doing really good, and let's just say things are going very well for some people, and some things are going very not so good for other people. So, but hopefully the rest of the store catches up to us, and we can all be one big happy family. And a lot of people are noticing that my speed has increased, and that everything, and that I'm a different person. And I think it's because that April multi-spirit combination that I have going on inside my head. So, and it feels stable because I not only have younger spirits with me, I also have older, more grounded spirits like my grandmother, my grandfather, my great-grandmother, my great-grandfather, my Uncle Bill, who I'm said to be very logic because of him. I actually probably have his thought process, and I'm blessed with that because Bill was a construction worker back. It was a construction engineer back then, and he built a lot of stuff, including the old house downstairs and stuff like that. So, and then Right now it is, what time is it? It's like 12 o'clock, isn't it? It's like 12 o'clock, yeah. So I thought I'd do the last 15 minutes of the day. So I'm gonna shoot one maybe tomorrow, and then Friday I'll shoot one. Saturday I do not know, but I'm definitely doing Sunday and Monday, and hopefully they're early, stuff like that. But wanted to show you guys something real quick. So every once in a while I order something and everything like that. So I got myself one of these. So I got myself a pocket watch. Now it's this dark gunmetal gray with blue interior. It's by Eternity. These are an engraving company, and you can see that it's got this. But what really cool is what it says out front. For those of you who cannot read it, it says, you guys can see it very correctly. It says, "I did it my way, Camo. I did it my way, 2021." We'll see how long that stays on. It's probably will rub off at some point. But yeah, it says, "Come on, 2021, I did it my way." For those of you who do not know, that is Frank Sinatra's. Was supposed to be Frank Sinatra's retirement song, but it did not happen. He came back and he continued into the late 90s. Well, actually, he continued to the 90s, and then he died in 1998. So, and his birthday he would have been 100 something he would have been, his 100th birthday was 2015. He would have been 106. Well, he'll be 100. Well, he was 105 last year. Well, actually, yeah, he was 100. Yeah, 105. So this year, December 15th, he'll be 106. He would have been 106 if he had lived. So, all right, people, I'll see you guys later, and good night, and hope you guys enjoyed my little rant about spiritualism and all that, and all that other stuff, that all the other fine thinkings of spiritual connection and energies and all that other stuff. So it's just not because of Dragon Ball or anything else like that. It's based in the real world, and Dragon Ball is full of that sort of thing. So it's another reason why I have so many things to be thankful for. Peace.